everybody, and welcome to another episode of KD8LDE Presents. My name is AJ, and guess you're waiting to know what part 2 of the Remoteig series is. If you didn't know, maybe you didn't, once you have your box and everything configured, well, the fun part now happens. If you are a Ham Radio Deluxe enthusiast, you love the program, you love to use software for ham radio, then this part will probably be very intriguing for you. I'll show you now the part where you have to have a serial connection to get Ham Radio Deluxe to work. And by that, you can either do it in one of two ways. Either you can do it by a serial cable, an actual DB9 connection, or you can actually do it via USB as a virtual COM port. And this is what I am going to show you in the next part, and how it affects Ham Radio Deluxe once you have your Remoteig control box activated and configured properly. So let's dive right on into it. Okay, if you have made it this far with me to the next section here, I will show you about how Ham Radio Deluxe now interfaces with the radio here. Basically, the one important thing I should say that's very important that you do if you have a Kenwood TS480 is that you create a serial cable at the remote site. So your the box, the radio control box, the radio box is connected to your radio via that serial cable. It's DB9, should be female to female. If it's not, don't worry about it. I will have to leave you the site to where that construction is, and you can make it yourself. It's somewhere on a microbit site. I'll put it in the description and the link below. So here we are. So I guess the other important thing is that to have the control box connected to your computer here at home. The one thing you can do is that you can make another serial cable, another DB9, but it's not necessary. If you have a USB cable, all you need to do is just use the connection that's on front of the control box, that USB connection. So we will go ahead and, whoops, don't want that. We will go ahead and I will show you in the control box what needs to be done. Here we are, go there. Alright, so this is the control box, obviously. The important thing that you do is you go to the serial settings right here, and you use COM2, and COM2 through and through is what you're going to need to have configured here. Make sure it's in the Kenwood Yaesu L-Craft mode, which is mode 4, and for the Kenwood the TS480, 9600 works very well to connect to the radio on the remote site. But it's also very important as well that all your settings, the bit rate, the bit stop and all that, and the parity, it's all through and through the same. If it's not the same, there will be problems, basically. That was Amelia. She's being herself. But here's the important part. Where it says use USB COM port as COM2, switch that to yes. And that'll mean you can use the front USB connection as your serial port. And that will translate to a virtual COM port in the Windows settings. Just depends on what you're using or what software you're using, and check for it there. But once you have all that configured, you're golden and you're good to go. Just submit your changes, it'll reset, it'll go through its startup mode, and that's basically it. You're good to go. So we'll close out of here, and we'll start up Ham Radio Deluxe. But again, I precursor to that is that you must turn on your radio. So, radio's on.
VFO B7.18500.
That's a little odd. It's like there we go. Let me turn that over to that. Okay, so radio's on. You got to make sure your radio is on. You're connected, like I showed you in the previous video. Go over here to Ham Radio Deluxe, and I know I have version 524, and there you go. It's connected to the radio. But if you didn't see that, let me disconnect here for just a minute. No. Let me disconnect here, and I'll connect again. Basically, when you start a new setup here with Ham Radio Deluxe, doesn't matter which version, you have your radio, make sure the company radio, and then the COM port. The COM2 should be a virtual COM port 11, from what I believe. If not, then it might translate to something different, and keep your speed at 9600. Important here, your flow control. Flow control must not have anything checked at all. Of course that would happen. Don't have anything checked at all. This was a big mistake that even I did. And once you do that, hit connect, and here you are. This is it right here. So as you can see, everything translates, the audio gain, everything here gets louder, gets softer, louder and softer. Yeah, basically all the controls work, frankly. The other thing you can do that also will work within the program as well is you can start up Digital Master if you like digital modes. Digital Master here. Alright, let's wait for this to start up. And it'll basically know that you're connected to your radio, and it was just like you were working with it on site. This is what it would look like with the connection from Ham Radio Deluxe via your control box, and then that's reaching out to your remote site. Important with Digital Master also, make sure you have your sound card input and outputs defined, otherwise of course this will not work. That was the other thing I was going to share, the stereo plug in front of your control box. That is an output. That is an output from the radio, and you need to have that go into the input of your sound card, where you will get the Digital Master to work, and then your output is just basically from your speakers from that line. So it's sort of like a loop, just about. But yeah, that's it. That's how using Ham Radio Deluxe works with the Microbit Remoteig Mark II. So you can just close out of that, close that down, and then close this. And you can switch it off if you like, but in my case I just say no, because considering the control head is right here, and it'll turn off anyhow. So I just say no, and that's it. Basically, you're done. That is all there is to it. So if you like this video, just give me a thumbs up, comment below. If there's anything else you'd like to know, subscribe if you like. I'll try to have more of these types of videos out if it really does interest people. Let me know what you would like me to do next. Sky's the limit amateur-wise. If there's something else you want to know, like I said, just leave it in comments below. And until then, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.